What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Oh, your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So, Cancer, the moon is going void, of course, today. Oh, wait a minute, Cancer. Also, happy Monday. But also, yeah, the moon's going void, of course, Cancer. Should be going void, of course, later today at about 9:55, and won't be entering, should be moving from Sagittarius into Capricorn on Tuesday at about 12:32 in the afternoon, and this is going to be Central Time, Cancer. So we're looking at about a 14-hour, 38-minute void of course there. And the void of course time is just a great time to, just kind of do some meditation, some introspective work, kind of recharge your batteries, especially being on the kind of like the waning ends of these lunar cycles. This is going to be a big time for reflection, surrendering, letting go of whatever didn't quite work out, meditation time, Cancer, hermit time. So, but yeah, void of course is great energy for that, but also you may notice that your plans are subject to unexpected changes, and also people are less likely to make decisions during this time. So just something to be mindful of, Cancer, when we're in this energy. But look at that, finish line's in sight. I'm with it. We'll get to that in a second, Cancer. But also, we're going to talk about since the Sagittarius moon has the majority of the day, we're going to talk about the moon still being in Sag. And this is a great energy, Cancer. It's very fun, very optimistic, ambitious, adventurous. It's just, I'll tell you what, I remember when I made the shift over to this space, it was like the sun had just moved into Sagittarius. I want to say probably the moon was in Sagittarius too at that time. So it was just like a big, Sagittarius is very just inspiring type of energy. And they're the seekers of just like, wisdom and, and higher learning and expansion. So they're ruled by Jupiter. And it's also a very lucky sign, Cancer. So you just might be feeling just very fun, maybe very adventurous, It's also they deal with kind of like philosophy, religion, and what some of that. So you might be getting a little spiritual at this time, Cancer. So just something to be aware of. And then with us being in the waning gibbous phase, this is kind of like the dust is kind of settling here, and this is a time for just like appreciation, just kind of celebrating again in what ways that you've transformed. But now we're also thinking about, what ways do we want to improve for this next cycle. And Cancer, this is going to be some, I know we just got out of some like planetary stuff this last month, but we got a pretty big eclipse, some eclipses coming up here soon on the 20th, depending on when you're watching this. On I think it's between the 19th and the 20th, there's going to be like a hybrid solar eclipse. And so that's going to be, and it's like on the last decan of Aries. So, set your intentions now, Cancer. This is a time to figure out what's your next goal, I know we're almost going to get into this card, I promise, but it's a good time to think about what your vision is. What achievements do we want to unlock here, Cancer? So just something to think about, okay? And then last couple things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And all the decks that I'm using, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. But look at you, got the 9th card of Leo. I know the suspense has been killing you, I'm sure. But you got the 9th card of Leo, which is the checkered flag. Look at you, winner. And the checkered flag is a card of conclusion, outcome, finale, completion, verdict, settled, results, signaling the end, finishing first, achievement, culmination, final chapter, endings, and feeling relieved. And honestly, Cancer, just thinking, really take this time, I feel like, for the duration of this lunar cycle, as really, you know, during this, find yourself little pockets of hermit times and just really maybe get like a journal or something and just think about, just do some good reflection, you know, maybe do some ways, again, like how you really brought it and what ways you want to, you know, kind of, maybe improve on that. And then if there are areas that we're feeling, you know, that are bringing us down, Cancer, this is going to be, you know, it's a weird energy just because, and weird because, you know, Aries energy can be aggressive. And so it's one of those things that if we don't rise up, Cancer, you know, start making these changes, you know, that's how Aries is ruled by Mars, and that's how tower moments happen, you know, when we don't rise up. And that's not to scare you, Cancer, it's just to get you ready for the changes that are getting ready to come, because the hybrid solar eclipse, this doesn't happen that often. It's like, I want to say it's like maybe once every decade or so. So this is, and what makes it a hybrid, it's like, and I'm going to talk more about this, I'm going to do the planetary spread next week, but it's like a combination of a total, like a complete solar eclipse and an annular eclipse, which is like that when it's like when it's passing right in front of the sun, it forms this really cool ring around it. Some epic stuff's going down here, Cancer. So this is really a great time to figure out what's your finish line looking like. What do you want to accomplish? You know, really, Leo is very creative energy, very much, you know, about leadership and all of that, Cancer. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to accomplish? Whatever that's looking like. But let's see, what ways do you want to expand, Cancer? You know, even think Sagittarius energy. Let's work with all this heat, Cancer. But let's get some tarot cards on this and see how we can work with this energy. Oh, all right. Oh, look at you, King of Pentacles. All right, pimp. Hold on. I'll tell you what, King of Pentacles has been going down quite a bit, Cancer. Oh, and look at all this lunar energy here. Love it. Okay, this is Cancer, I could have said it better myself. You got one of the special cards here from this deck, which is the New Moon card. You got the King of Stars, and then you got the Ten of Moons, because the Moon's pretty much asking you here, what you want, Cancer? And really, take this time. The new moon is a card of reflection. It's a card of thinking, really doing that shadow work. Think of what ways do you want to improve? How do we want to, I mean, it's temperance. You know, Sagittarius is the temperance card in the tarot. And tarot is, or tarot, you know what tarot is. Temperance is that energy of, you know, when you think about like the opposite ends of like Sagittarius, and then their opposite end is Gemini. And Gemini is like that, they're kind of like that curious energy, very smart, you know, but they're that kind of like youthful energy, like early learning, all of that, you know, the lessons that we learn. And then Sagittarius energy is instilling those lessons into action, Cancer, and gaining the wisdom and just infusing. Ten of Moons here, you know, what do you want? What is this big picture looking like, and what is preventing you from getting to your like happily ever after, or, you know, or what's, you know, because this is one of the, you know, Ten of Moons is one of the things that we're working on trying to achieve in this journey, Cancer. And this is something that in order to get to that future, we got to do some stuff in the present. You know, you got to put in that work, Cancer. We got to build our abundance here, and think about what does an abundant you look like? You know, what does first class, first place, you know, King of Pentacles, Cancer, look like? And Cancer, it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't, if you want to open, like, you know, I don't know, build empires, Cancer, I mean, I'm with it. But if you even just want to do something maybe for the community, maybe if you want to be something for your home, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're doing something towards your goal here, because when you're doing that, that's going to affect other people, Cancer. You do focusing on your abundance and, you know, thinking about what that looks like, it inspires other people when they're seeing it in action. That's what King of Stars does. He helps himself. He finds like really creative ways to help himself and to help society. He's aware of just how much abundance there's out there, Cancer. We can all have 10 of Moons here, and so it's, you know, it's you know what happens when I get like this, Cancer. There's just so much energy that's going down here, and it's just a great time these next few months. I mean, really I mean, going forward, Cancer, there's just going to be this buildup. And I really feel like they're going to be really King of Pentacles all over the place, just like really mad abundance. But it's something that we have to think about, Cancer. We're coming up on a cycle here. These eclipses, because we got a solar eclipse on the 20th, 19th, and then a lunar eclipse that following month. It is going to be in Scorpio, so maybe a little intense, Cancer. But again, that's because it's, you know, the eclipses are going to bring about, you know, great change and really help you come into who you really are, Cancer. So really start thinking about that. Think of what King of Pentacles looks like for you, maybe, and then go run wild. Sagittarius energy, so see where that takes you. And also, just even thinking about that, you know, I don't know if I mentioned them being about higher learning, but this is a great time, Cancer. Do some learning, you know, do some travel, if it's like some physical travel, if it's some, like, you know, traveling through like research and things, whatever it looks like, Cancer. But this is a great time for greatness to come through. All right. See what else we got, Cancer. Look at that. Told you things coming in fast. Look how fast Sagittarius energy, Cancer. And this 8 of Wands, that's Mercury in Sagittarius. Think big, Cancer. All right, hold on. I know it sounds a little aggressive, but that's just because it's a great time. A great time for self-improvement. I mean, higher self is just writing the story itself. You know, I don't even need to be here. Hold on, Cancer. You got 8 of Wands, and then you got 9 of Stars here. So this is what I'm talking about. The energy is hot right now. What do you want to do? Where does you see this main arrow here? Where do you want to fire? What do you want to accomplish? You know, what does 9 of Stars is like pre-Empress energy, and abundance. You know how I feel about the Empress. I want to see King of Pentacles, Empresses, Emperors, just like royalty, Cancer, all over the place, because you can do it. You can absolutely accomplish this if you focus on you. You know, really, King of Pentacles. These stars are pentacles, but both of these cards are Virgo energy. And Virgo, when you think about Virgo energy, they're getting a game plan. They're going to have a list. You told them they got an eclipse coming. Oh, bet there's going to be charts, and you know we're going to figure out. Okay, on this time I'm going to hit this energy this day. You know, we're working with this stuff here, Cancer. And just thinking with the King of Pentacles too, we're going to have fun while we're doing this, because it's, you know, we're bringing about change. It's a time of just creation and just like, you know, this is really, you can manifest, and Cancer, I'm not even talking about, you know, like making like a business or anything along those lines. This is just what does just abundance look like for you? If you want to grow a garden, if you want to paint more, if you want to do something with like graphic designs, build an app, Cancer, I mean, really go nuts, but just do something that's just going to really raise your vibration through the roof here, because this is, we're waving the flag for you, Cancer. We're just waiting for you to cross the finish line here. This is the time. This is everybody's time to rise up here, more. All right. Loving it, Cancer, getting geeked up. Now let's see what are going to be some challenges. Hold up. All right, more Sag energy, and Moon and Sagittarius, you're linking up with the energies, Cancer, but that's okay. We got to, you know, stay persistent with that. This is something that when you set off to do this thing, you know, there are going to be challenges, Cancer, but the point of the challenge, if there's no challenges, then the growth doesn't happen. It's like, if you're familiar with like the aspects, Cancer, when you think about, if you don't have challenges, it's like having like a bunch of like trines or like conjunctions in your chart. You have all this, you're sitting on all this gold, but if nothing's there to push you, then that's just it. Life is sure going to be easy, of course. It's not to say that you're not going to get through life, you know, abundantly, but it's like, could there be more? You know, like, have we really reached our peak? You know, could we have, you know what I'm trying to say at Cancer, you know, I mean, the opportunities are limitless right now, but it's going to take, really, with this Knight of Wands, it's going to take perseverance and tenacity and really, Cancer, just being mindful of, if we're pouring our energy into things that are just lowering our vibrations, and to really be very mindful of that, just thinking about that, you know, really over these next few weeks. I really feel like it's going to really be worth off in the long run here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Chariot's in reverse here, Cancer. You know how I feel about that. Hold on. And we got the Six of Swords in reverse here, Cancer. But there's nothing to worry about. Because this stuff is telling me that we're just like, I don't know, maybe there's something that whatever these things are that maybe we're thinking about letting go, maybe they're a little bit harder than we realize, because everyone has their vice, Cancer. It comes out in a multitude of ways. It can be from, friends to family to vices to, but literally pick something. But whatever it is, Cancer, that's getting in your way here, that's really, Cancer, the Chariot, when the Chariot's halted, it's time to like really figure out what's the bump in the road, what's preventing the momentum here. Is it something that, is this like an old relationship? Or like what is it? Because Six of Wands, this is a card of letting go of the past as well and thinking about how we're going to move on to a bigger, brighter future. And so really, Cancer, be thinking about what it is that may be hindering us and keeping you from getting to that next chapter on this journey here, because this is going to be, again, this is a time where the Chariot is, to be moving, to really, and in Cancer, whatever this is, whatever obstacle that you may be going through right now, show it, be grateful for it, because it really does, and I know how that may sound depending on your situation, Cancer, but it really is there to propel you into the best versions of yourself, whether it's teaching you compassion, acceptance, like whatever gold is coming out of this, because that's all that the, higher self, the universe, God, Buddha, Jesus, however we connect to the source is going to, shows that, I hope that makes sense, Cancer. More? Let's see what else we got. Hold on, let me get some tea, Cancer. More. All right, Cancer, last couple here. Interesting. Okay, so we got the Four of Moons in reverse here, and then we got the Four of Wands upright. And that's an interesting combo there, Cancer. And I really feel like with this Four of Moons here, it's being open to these signals, really starting to listen to that gut instinct inside of you, Cancer, to think to not think that if we've been going through, let's say, a tough time here with this, Chariot, Six of Wands being in reverse here, maybe with this Knight of Wands, whatever the situation's gone down has really kind of got us drained, maybe got us feeling like that there's no hope, maybe, however this might be looking, Cancer, to not let these situations keep us down, to not let them think like that this is just like happening to us and that there's no way that there's not going to be any happiness at the end of this, Cancer, because there always is. I talk about our stuff, especially our sign here, we're nothing but like, it's constant cycles with the Four of Moons is the moon in Cancer. So you talk, that's just like, the moon is doing the most in when she's at home, because she's allowed to feel all of her emotions, Cancer. And this, sometimes whatever situations, if we're stuck in something that's not ideal at the moment, yeah, okay, it may suck while we're in it, but it's just like, okay, why is this happening? What is the source? What growth can I get from this? Because this is happening for a reason. Cancer, I really do hope that it's trying to get you to Four of Wands at the end, to a place that we're trying to get this, whatever cycle it is, this stuff that's holding you down, to completion here. We can get you to a place of celebration and really of coming together with like higher self and just your soul tribe, soulmate, all of that good stuff. But, it's looking for the wisdom in this stuff, Cancer. And I know sometimes with these, with the lessons, it can be a little tough sometimes, but that's you're tenacious, Cancer, so look at that. Show the universe what's up. And something to think about, just a little random sidebar here, Cancer. Thinking about the, moon being in Sagittarius, we got a great relationship with Jupiter. Jupiter's exalted in our sign. So, abundance is coming. Neptune's exalted in our sign. Our dreams can come true, Cancer. Planet's got your back. But let's get some advice from Jupiter while I'm talking about him. All right, Cancer. You got the Three of Wands in reverse here. And with the Three of Wands, this is not seeing the opportunities, Cancer. It's, especially if we're stuck in something right now, if we're kind of like clinging to either a past situation or whatever that's looking like for you, Cancer. If we're staying in there, it's going to be hard to see what ways that we can grow from this. Look at this. It's a long, winding road through here. That's the journey, long and winding. But look, the moon's got your back. The moon is always there, Cancer, keeping it going, helping you along, and just, I really do feel that this is just keeping an open mind that there is more out there than, just the situations that are happening, maybe the tower moments that we may be going through right now. Eventually, Cancer, when we start getting in sync with our energies and all of that, tower moments stop happening to us and we start creating tower moments, start, fostering the growth, really start leaning into these death card situations, the transformations and all of that. But it's just seeing the opportunities for expansion here. Once you've gotten through the healing, Cancer, this is not somewhere I'm telling you like to, hurry up, Cancer, heal through this thing. Whatever it is you're going through, Cancer, you gotta be with it for a while. But while you're being with it, even if you're crawling, it's just as long as we keep that chariot moving, that's the biggest thing. And then as as it gets easier, you go from crawling, maybe we go from walking, and then next thing you know, we're jogging. You see, look at that beautiful progression, Cancer. Chariot's getting back on track there. I'm with it. All right, now look at that, Cancer. Now we're getting a little. You start pouring into our dreams. We start working on this stuff, Because here's the thing with the Six of Stars. I almost feel like that this is where. And hang with me, Cancer. It feels like that, when we start to trust in our higher selves, that gut feeling, really investing in, pouring into that, it really gives back in kind. But I feel that this is something that is getting used to that, getting used to trust that inner voice. Because have you ever had that situation where it's just like, there was something you shouldn't have did something, or maybe it's like you knew that this was going to happen, but you didn't trust your gut, and then everything went down exactly like you thought it was going to, and it's just like, man, if I would have. Well, Cancer, instead of man, if I would have, well, next time I'm gonna make sure I listen. And in Cancer, it comes with practice, But I feel like that's part of the Six of Stars is really, in order for us, get to that Nine of Stars, King of Stars, get to that really abundant chariot state. It's being mindful where we're pouring our stuff into. And again, I really feel like it's listening to that gut feeling and investing in yourself more, Cancer, and really listening to the signs and signals here, and not ignoring them, like with this Four of Moons here, feel like that. Because sometimes I even feel like with this Four of Moons here, when we're looking for the growth, the answers and things, and they come to us, sometimes, especially because manifestation, this energies are starting to get like a lot more potent, Cancer. So, but you may ask for something and then it's like, bam, and it's just like, no, that can't be true. Absolutely, Cancer. Why not? If the moment we doubt that, then it's just like, universe is like, oh, well, maybe they don't want abundance. I thought you want abundance, Cancer. King of Pentacles, I thought you needed a new pimp suit. But, Cancer, it's just, I really do think, just listening to that sign. Or, let's see what else we got. All right, Cancer. Anymore? Let's see. Last couple here. All right, we got what is this? Five of Wands here. And then we got, nice. I like that. Then we got the Three of Swords, Cancer. Both in reverse. We're going to switch back over here. Because with these cards, Cancer, I feel like with the Five of Wands popping up, like I was talking about earlier, the brainstorming, thinking about what this finish line is looking like. Five of Wands is, it can be a card of just, getting a game plan, really thinking about, where are you going to put these energies right now? What's getting ready to happen next? Oh, the Five of Wands. I want to say this is Mars in Leo. And when you think about Mars and Leo energy, that's really, that's a lot of raw energy there, Cancer. It's just like, where do you want to channel that right now? There's going to be just a lot of, I feel like I say it all the time, but the energy's ripe with it. And really, Cancer, this is a great time. And if we are going through some healing, any kind of shadow work, anything along those lines, Cancer, it may feel a little tough at first, but the Three of Swords popping up in reverse. This is saying we're going to get through this, Cancer, and you can get through this, especially if if we've been feeling like that, it's been hard, or however this is looking, whatever situation it may be. But if we can just kind of sit down with this, Cancer, whatever your situation is looking like, and just figure out what's the source of what's the source of, any kind of maybe dis-ease in our life or anything along those lines. Is it our diet? Is it that we, maybe getting outside more? Is it hydrating more? Is it maybe doing some more learning or something along those lines? Getting, really getting the brain juices cranking, Cancer. Sit with that, figure these things out. And, you don't have to tackle them all at once. That's the beauty of all these cycles. Start off with something, pick something small. I already kind of got something planned in my head for this next lunar cycle coming up, next. But it's baby steps, Cancer. You really, it's that's the whole thing of the journey. You don't have to. If we got to the finish line right off the bat there, then there'd be nothing to do. Be boring, Cancer. So just something to keep in mind. But I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. But I dig that. We're getting ready to come up on a new cycle here, Cancer. It's take this lunar phase. I really feel like that this is going to be a fantastic time to just start getting in the game plan of like, all right, because April's just sort of like happening, like we're really kind of, talk about Eight of Wands, we're really kind of breezing through April. It'll be May before you know it, and it's going to be bigger stuff that's happening. Gemini, Venus is moving to Gemini tomorrow. Oh, Jupiter's going to be moving to Taurus next month. A lot going down, Cancer. But if something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share this, Cancer. Let's get these chariots moving here. Let's get, how I want to say King of Pentacles on their chariots. I don't know who you're waving at, Cancer, but basking in your abundance, and then spreading that love around. Really, this is a time to networking, socializing, all of it, Cancer. And then I said, what else did we do? Did we share? Share it again if you didn't, and then subscribe. Hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I have these videos each week. And then as far as social media goes, I'm working. Getting some other stuff figured out, but I'm on this app, Insight Timer, that is a meditation app. And I created a group on there called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to drop like positive affirmations and encouraging messages, any kind of wisdom you're getting on this shadow work, Cancer. Or if you just need a little pick-me-up, I drop like an affirmation there every day pretty much. It's usually, it's random when I drop them, but there's already a bunch there, Cancer. I'm on a roll, so there's a treasure trove. Come on through. Again, that's on the app. Insight Timer, and the group is called Zodiac's Raising the Vibration. And hopefully with time, plan on wanting to do some meditation stuff. Ooh, Cancer, if you come over now, maybe we can do some like solar eclipse meditation beforehand, do some cool stuff. But last thing, check your sun, your moon, your rising, your Jupiter, your Venus, your Mars, all that good stuff, Cancer. A great app to use it. Time Passages is a dope one. Probably one of my favorite ones, or probably one that I utilize the most probably would be like Time Nomad. I'm gonna I'll include like the names for these apps in case you're curious, Cancer. Something I actually was just thinking about, so bam, just gifts all over the place. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box, and will be down in the description box below, Cancer. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. Nice, Cancer. Get yourself, well, okay, we got Seven of Swords here. I got a couple things with the Seven of Swords. And while I'm shuffling for your Oracle card. So first thing, Cancer, with this growth, with the, healing and all of this, with this next chapter that we're getting ready to get on. Seven of Swords. can be a card of deception, a card of trickery, card of cunning. And I'll tell you what, when it comes to things that sometimes lower our vibration, the brain can be kind of tricky sometimes, Cancer, and we can talk ourselves into things that we feel like are really, that we say we can't live without, that are just like, oh my gosh. But is that really the case, Cancer, or is it oh my gosh? So really kind of sit with this stuff over the next couple weeks and just think about your mind, body, spirit. If there's any kind of imbalance anywhere, focus on these things, make these a point, because this eclipse energy, it's not just gonna happen and then it's gonna be like bam, Cancer, it's just gonna be changed overnight. This will probably take over between 5-6 months, so you'll start feeling this transition here. So just really I'm not even shuffling. Keep paying it. Oh, okay, look, I didn't have to do that much, Cancer. Be paying attention to that, because you see how fast that, you get what I'm saying, Cancer. But also, just when we do figure out these areas that are holding us back, Cancer, the Seven of Swords for me as well, it's a card of learning skills. And so it's not just about thinking about the letting go of things. It's just what are we going to incorporate in place of those things? What high vibration, or excuse me, what low, what I'm trying to say, we're getting rid of the low vibration, and what high vibration are we introducing, Cancer? Mercury retrograde's coming. So that's where I'm going to lean that on there, Cancer. Ooh, and look at this, Cancer. Transformation all over the place. Cycles. When we talk about the death, well, I don't know if we were talking about the death card, but we're about to talk about it right now, because change is coming, Cancer. And it may feel a little uncomfortable at first. I'm just, looking at this skeleton. It may feel like, it may feel like, the death card can be way more dramatic than it actually is, Cancer. It really is just it's a metamorphosis, and sometimes some things that we may have latched onto that we thought was raising our vibration, if it wasn't so, then yeah, that might hurt for a second. It's just like, oh, I've been doing, if you've been thinking maybe, oh, I've been doing this the whole time, and crap, how am I going to make up for lost time? Maybe, possibly, Cancer. How you can make up for it is just starting the growth, It takes time. Trees take their time to grow. But you know what? They're still mighty. They're still, they're come on, Cancer. So, hear those sirens, Cancer? That's you're getting ready to grow. You're getting ready to have a glow up here, a level up. So, all right, Cancer, I'm going to leave that there. You stay safe out there, Cancer, and, work with this healing and keep eyes on the moon. I actually just saw the moon over this past weekend. It was I think the moon was in Scorpio at the time when I saw it. It's just, Cancer, sometimes it's just nice to kind of look up and just kind of meditate, just think where are we going? what are we doing, girl? And all right, Cancer, and I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.